a couple minutes.
Okay.
Got quorum here, so
Said we do have quorum?
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, quorum.
Yeah.
We have, yeah.
You're getting nervous for a while.
Little nerves on 8 a.m. On a Tuesday is probably good for everyone, I think.
I really am good.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Christina, would you like to do a roll call vote? No, roll call attendance, I mean.
Alexa Dixon-Griggs. Martha Castanon.
Present.
Julian Dahlquist.
Here.
Kathy Chile. Laura Christensen. Athena Graysick. Amanda Guari. Here. Moshi Peterson.
Here.
Mark Voxland. Joel Reeder.
Here. All right, and just a little note for everybody, something different from our last meeting. Microphones do not have the mute option anymore, so they are live all the time, so be aware of that. Not that we do anything that we don't want recorded, but just to be fair to everybody, the mics are on all the time. We do have a few things to do today. Oh, Athena, come on in. We have some election of officers. We have a new member to swear in, so I will let Christina take care of that first.
And Amanda, I'll just have you come up to the podium there. Joel said I was really good at this. Have you raise your right hand. I, Amanda Guari, do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution and laws of the state of Minnesota, the charter, laws and ordinances of the city of Moorhead, and that I will faithfully discharge delegated to me as a member of the Moorhead City Charter Commission to the best of my judgment and ability. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Come on in, Mark. Good morning. Now we're getting to be a full house. This feels better. Our next order of business is election of Charter Commission officers. Get started right away with the chair position. Any nominations for Charter Commission chair?
I would nominate Martha Castagnon. I would nominate Martha Castagnon.
I'll second.
Hey.
I guess I would like to nominate Mark Boxland.
I don't think so. I decline that. Thank you,
Okay.
though.
All right. Any other nominations?
I would nominate Julie Dahlquist.
I'll second that.
All right, any other nominations? If not, we could go to a vote. And Christina, I can just handle that right here, right? So all in favor of Martha as chair, signify by saying aye.
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 And then I go to Julian, because that was a majority, I would say.
Can I make a motion?
You're in nominations right now. You should really just ask for the number, because whoever gets the most would be the chair.
So how about
do
we
a roll
signify
call.
by raising hands for Martha?
Yep.
Sure.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Moshi was, no, 5?
Sure, I mean,
Six.
it's a majority
All right,
now,
so we have,
it makes
we
no
have
difference.
6, so that would be a majority.
You should also call for Julian also. Just there's a possibility he might get more votes too.
Sure. All right, and all in favor of Julian, signify by your hand in the air, please.
Can you vote more than once? Like, are we able to vote for, like, is it
I don't
ranked
think
choice
so.
voting? Like, who's in my number?
Here, can I make a move to close nominations?
Yes.
And then can I make a motion, called on, to unanimously approve Martha as our chair? And then that would need a second, I think.
So all in favor of Martha being chair?
Yeah, you need to you have a motion on the table. You need a second to that to cast the unanimous ballot for Martha.
So does anybody second Martha's nomination for chair?
I'll second.
All right. I don't know if we needed a motion for that because we already had a majority, but we got what we needed. So just to make the process go smooth, I believe at this point, then Martha and I would trade spots, correct, Christina? And Martha takes over right here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'll do the best that I can with this position. And Joel, I may be asking you for some pointers, so. my first time using one of these things, so. You normally use the gavel?
We don't. We'd found it in some old boxes, so we brought it just for.
It's your oyster, Madam Chair. I think if you want to use the gavel, you should use the gavel. Spice things up a little bit.
All right, thank you, everybody, for this nomination and for voting me in. I'm very honored to do this, and at the same time, it's been a while since I've been a chair for any kind of board or commission, so I might have to brush up on my skills on this, so let me know if I do anything wrong. So, on to the approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
We have 2 more offices to.
Yeah.
Oh,
elect.
sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. All right, so what are the 2 next?
Next would be vice chair.
Vice chair? Okay, is there any nominations for vice chair?
I have a question. Who was previously vice chair before this moment? Or who is the vice chair? How about that?
Do we
Question.
have a record of who was previously serving?
We actually discussed that earlier. We were hoping you guys remembered.
Well, I'm going to write things down starting now.
Pretty confident Julian was secretary.
I know I was for at least one meeting, yes. Well, I'll nominate Moshe Peterson for vice chair.
I'll second that.
Okay, seconded by Amanda. Are there any other nominations?
I'll move to close nominations.
Okay. Nominations have been closed. So everyone raise your hand if you're in favor of Mr. Peterson being the vice chair. Looks
Thank you,
like got it.
everybody.
Congratulations. And I'm assuming next is secretary, right? All right, so now we've got it opened up for secretary. Are there any nominations for secretary?
I'll nominate myself for secretary.
Great. Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor? Great. So, secretary again, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so I see on this list here that we're supposed to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Did we do that? We haven't yet, have we? Do we need to do that? It says on the list here, I'm looking at this. Oh, that's for the city council meeting. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right, so on to the approval of minutes. Is there an approval for, is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 21st?
So moved. Bark.
Second,
All right,
third.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, none opposed? Okay, thank you. So now we go on to the reports of the chair, officers, commissions, and committees. I have no report because I'm just recently in this position. So, Joel, do you have a report?
I do not.
Okay. All right. What about the officers? Any officers?
I
Any
do not
commission-
either.
Pardon?
I do not either
Okay.
have a report.
Okay. And the secretary, do you have a report?
Regrettably, I have no report.
Okay. All right, thank you. And next is on to public comment. I don't see anyone in the audience for this, so we can move on. All right, on to unfinished business, which is elected officials serving on paid commissions or committees.
I believe that is, we've finished that.
You finished that?
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Is there any?
I have a question.
Okay.
Christina, could you verify if this is indeed my last meeting? I believe it is.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. Request to address the committee.
Go ahead.
I would just like to say it has truly been an honor serving on the Charter Commission. I was nominated to fulfill an unfinished term in 2012. I've been on this commission for 10 years, and I have learned so much. I have enjoyed working with everybody who's been on it. I've learned something from everybody. And I just want to say to those who are coming on for the first time, when a cantankerous issue comes before you, there's only one question you have to ask yourself, and that is, what is in the best interest of the city and the citizens of this city? That's really the only thing you need to consider. And you put all your other stuff aside and you do the best you can to make this city even better, because it's a great city. So I just want to say thank you for the time I've been able to be on here and how much I've enjoyed learning about the charter as the foundation of everything we do in this city and how important that really is. So I just want to say thank you, Joel. You've been a good president. Thank you so much. And I've enjoyed working with everybody, and I hope that you will all continue to put the city first and enjoy your time doing that.
Thank you so much, Athena, for all your years of service. I know that you are a great advocate for the best interests of the city. We've known each other for many years, so.
True. Thank you.
All right. So I'm assuming that we need to fill a position for Athena, who's leaving?
Yes. Yep. There will be appointments. It looks for Athena's, and Dave Setterquist also resigned.
Okay.
So we will accept applications. If anyone is interested, they can certainly visit the City of Moorhead website and apply online there. And then the mayor will be appointing, and I think we do have some people who have applied. So, but towards the end of the year, she'll make all of our appointments for the beginning of the year.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Is there any new business to discuss?
I have a follow-up question for that, and that is, are there any other ward appointments that will be coming up in 2023? You've addressed the mayor.
I was wondering that too. I was appointed from Ward 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Ward 2 and, sorry, yes, Ward 2 and Ward 4.
Perhaps a motion might be in order to ask the mayor and city council to move forward with nominations for the Charter Commission. I don't want to say rapidly, but as soon as possible. To remind you, the way that it works is they don't appoint us. They send recommendations to the chief judge of the 7th District Court. And that person is the one that chooses us to be on this group, because we are otherwise very independent from the city council. Mm-hmm. So I would make a motion to ask the mayor and city council to make the recommendations to the district court as soon as possible so we can have a full board operating for 2023.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Athena seconded. Is there, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No, motion passes. Thank you. Any other business to discuss?
I have a question about our old business that we have here in terms of elected officials serving on paid commissions. How did the city council vote on that?
They approve the proposed charter amendment as presented by the Charter Commission and passed unanimously with the first and second reading.
Thank you.
I don't know if this needs a formal motion, but if we could get updated packets for along with the officer positions, that would be very helpful. And hard copies, that's how my brain works best, so.
Yes, we will need an updated list of the officers, so yeah, I agree with you.
I have a question. So what Mark suggested, now who carries it out? So like, you know, to ask the city council to nominate or recommend somebody for this commission? And then like, now, does it just go in the minutes and they get it, or? Like,
I will actually just reach out to the mayor and then the ward members
okay,
and
so,
just let them know.
so
Yep.
you're the doer.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Because I was wondering how I was going to answer that, so thank you, Christine. All right, is there anything else we need to discuss this morning?
A question, really. At what point, because I need a refresher too, do we choose the schedule? Is that something that happens offline for meetings moving forward? Because obviously we have a new chair, but generally, what has been the course for that?
We can certainly choose a date. We're only required to meet one time per year. That's the requirement. If we meet additionally, if we have something that needs to be discussed, normally the chair will reach out to me. I will send out a poll to say, hey, who's available? But we can certainly set something in January or February, and I can send out an invite for that, or I can wait until the chair reaches out to me.
Thank you.
To help you, Martha, I mean, that is your decision when meetings are to be held and what the agenda is.
Okay, so I think once a year is just too little. I personally think we should meet at least maybe 2 or 3 times a year because there might be issues that come up, and simply because I think we need more. For some of us who are new in these positions or new to the commission, it's hard to really know what's going on if it's only one time a year. So I don't know how anyone else feels about meeting 2 or 3 times a year.
Traditionally,
Yeah.
I think we have met at least 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Those have been times when we have business
Yeah.
that we were discussing, and there's research and consultation in between times. But this year, we had no business, and so
Mhm.
we only met once this year. So it kind of depends on what's happening.
I guess I will think about this, Christina, and to the rest of the committee. Because, yeah, I mean, it makes sense to only meet if there's some issue that we need to discuss. So let me think about that.
Madam Chair, if I could ask our city clerk, the way appointments are working now, basically for city council, is it something that they shoot for by the end of January to get those done?
Yep, generally the appointments are made at the first meeting of the year during their business meeting. So we should know by the end of the year those appointments should be done, at least on our end. Generally, the district court is pretty quick about the turnaround on that. So as soon as those nominations are made to them, it's just a kind of waiting for a signed letter from them.
With that kind of timeline, maybe one thing you could consider then is looking at right at the end of January, and then maybe just having an organizational meeting. We'll have a few new people, and we have some fairly new people that really haven't gotten into discussing a lot of things yet, and we haven't really gotten to know each other. So maybe having an organizational meeting at the end of January, and then seeing if we have an agenda or how we want to move forward might be a great idea.
Great minds think alike. I was kind of thinking the same thing, just even if we don't have anything to discuss, at least just to get to know each other and recognize the faces, I think would be nice. So something at the end of January, early February maybe, would be nice, yes.
I just want to probably more so a question. It sounds like several new members will be coming on board. Is there an orientation? Because I kind of feel like for myself, it would have been helpful. I mean, otherwise you get a manual and it's, up to the individual to really, dig in and see what is a charter. And I mean, I was brought on with not a lot of information at knowing what my job was. So I like that idea. That sounds like a really good idea. It's all about just some continuity and getting to know what our work is. For myself, anyway.
Yeah, Madam Chair, that you bring up a good point. Is actually something I was thinking about as well. What we could do is we could have City Attorney Shockley do a brief sort of overview of what this group does, what the charter is, what its effectiveness, what its effect is within the city. I think he's well qualified to do something like that for you, so that probably would make for a very good agenda item at our next meeting.
I think that's a great idea because when I began, I had to look at the manual several times to get a grasp of what was involved in being on this commission. And so I think that would be really helpful for all the new members and for me also. So I think that's a great idea.
Also, the city has a great YouTube page to watch old meetings. So if a new member wants to get caught up on what we've discussed, it's great TV to sit and watch old meetings. But it does help. And obviously the city council meetings to get caught up on what they've been discussing helps us too. So that's a great resource.
Christina, you might want to put that whenever the new members are about to come on, put that link of YouTube that they can look at for reference.
Make a note that there's really nothing better than reading the actual charter in its entirety with a highlighter, a pen, and making notes in the margins. Really, that is the best way to figure out what we're doing.
Thank you, Athena. Yes.
One thing looking through my packet too is we got a one-pager on the Robert's Rules of Order, simplified. I don't think that was part of the standard packet, but it's really helpful. So I'm assuming the document exists on some computer somewhere, but if that could be added to the materials also. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to say please. Please add that.
Is there anything else that needs to be discussed? Any other additional questions? Not, is there a motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And meeting is done.
It's the first gaveling.